Welcome to our video on Matic Network. Matic Network. All right, before I get started, not financial advice, I'm not your financial advisor. This is an extremely risky market, very volatile. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research. This is my opinion on the market, and no animals were harmed in the making of this video. All right, so this is going to be very quick. I promise this to be very quick because actually the analysis that I did back on, this must have been October 23rd, this was a few weeks ago, it's still valid. We really haven't done anything worth taking a trade on here. Only thing that I can see here that Matic is doing that is worth any amount of attention is this. We do, on the daily, we do have candles that are sloping upward. But back on October 23rd, I said, well, I wouldn't take a trade on this until we break, this is 0.01745, and this is USDT, so about 1.745 cents. We need to break above that on the daily, come back down here, retest it, and then we have our next move up, which is going to be at about 2.7, 2.8 cents. That hasn't changed. I'm not willing to recommend any amount of trade advice on Matic right now based on the chart versus Tether. So let's take a look at Matic versus BTC. Now this one, I put a lot of support lines on here. Apologize if it's a little messy. There's a lot, but what I have here are lower support, which has lots of confluence, right? So we had our wick up here, we had our wick there as resistance, then it became support that was slightly broken, and then it broke through, and then same thing here, support. I mean, this is important support. I would be willing to buy Matic anywhere between 100 and 120. So 100 is down here, 120 is right there. I would be willing to buy this. Right now I'm not. Right now I'm not because we are below 166. We're sitting here at, excuse me, we're sitting here at about 162. But really we need to break 200. And this is on the daily. We really need to break 200. If we can break 200, then I think the potential to go up here to 230, which is 15%, 260, which is 30%. So, the potential to get up to these levels is much greater as long as we can break 200. We need to break 200 on a daily, close above 200 on a daily, then come back down here to retest it, about 197, 200 or so. Then that would be a trade that I would be willing to take. And not just that, if the Matic versus BTC pair does break 200, that is from where we are at right now. Let's just put this into perspective here. That's about a 21% move to the upside from where we currently are. Let's take a look at the USD pair. All right, so let's just look here. Look at that. That takes us up to our 1.7, 1.8 cents. So that is also in confluence in the trifecta of Matic versus BTC, Matic versus Tether, and BTC versus USD. So, and especially if Bitcoin does start to move up, since it just recently dropped down to 8,700, since it just recently did that, I would say that the chance of it coming back up here is slightly increased. But again, I would still wait for a move up here to 1.7, 1.8 cents, then get the retest, and then again on the Matic versus BTC pair, we really wanted to break 200. If you want to buy it right here, if you really want to buy it right here at 161, let's say you want to catch that 20% move up to 200, if it goes there, well, again, you have to be strict with your stop loss, and right now this is going to be my stop loss right here, a daily break of this trend line, which right now is about 152. So 161 down 252. You know, that's about 5%. That's not too bad, I suppose. So to take a trade here, even if you were to exit the trade at 200 or maybe 199, setting that stop loss here at about 150, you are looking at a risk to reward ratio 3.45 to 1, 6.83% loss for that potential 23.6% gain. So I wouldn't be willing to take that trade, but if you really had to, that is the trade setup that I would take, that I would recommend. Just because it is risky. We are in this this chop zone right here, because if we break down below this, we're likely going to come back down here to 122. Very likely we come back down to 145. So you just have to manage your risk appropriately. I do see this trend line here, which I think is pretty important for managing risk. The farther sideways we go, the more days go by, the stop loss is going to kick up just a little bit more and more and more. But for right now, I would say sitting it right there around 150 is the safer bet. All right, guys. Well, that was it. Took a little longer than I thought it was going to take, but if you have any questions, feel free to pop in the Discord. I'd be more than happy to answer any of those questions that you have. If you don't have an invite to the Discord, just throw in a comment here in the YouTube chat, and I will get you an invite. It doesn't cost anything to join. It's just me trying to keep down the troll accounts. All right, everyone. Have a good day, and I will catch you all later.